Hey guys, how you doing today? It's me, Kelly. So today we're going to play more with the magazine pictures. Now, I can't believe the feedback, the fantastic feedback I got on that video between all of your comments and your emails and you guys sending me pictures of what you've done and tagging me and everything. It has been fantastic. I'm so excited. And I'm most excited for all of you guys out there who are starting in art journaling, mixed media, or art in general, and again, are nervous to draw faces or paint faces or whatever. But I'm going to do a quick brief summary of what the other video was. I'm going to put the video link down below, and I'm also going to put it at the end of this video for you to go check it out if you have not seen it. And if you're new to me and just finding me, please subscribe. I put out about 5 videos a week, sometimes 6 depending on my mood. And yeah, so I do all kinds of stuff. Some things good, some things not, but I hope you'll come along with my, with me on my journey. So here we're going to do I'm going to do an art journal page, but, or maybe this is just a piece of mixed media paper, okay? And this is my cast-offs. And as most of you know, when you're doing other projects and you have paint left in your brush, just always have a piece of paper sitting next to you. Now, it could be newspaper, it could be printer paper, it could be, this is mixed media, it could be watercolor, it could be Bristol, it could be whatever you have. Starting out, it can be very frustrating and very disheartening because you're like, well, what am I supposed to do? I have all these ambitions and all these things I want to do, but I can't afford everything. So please, always start out inexpensively. And if that means getting a newspaper or an old magazine, I'm going to show you guys how to do, in a video coming up this week, how to make your own journal in a few different ways. Which I've done, if you've been with me for a while, you've seen my junk journal, my magazine journals, plus there's delicious videos all over YouTube and delicious artists who have done videos similar to that. So you always can find, somebody that you like watching and learn. That's my main goal, is I want you guys to learn. So what I do is I got a magazine subscription. I don't know how. It's People magazine. It's not my gig. I'm more of a tattoo magazine kind of girl. Or I enjoy Food Network, Rachel Ray. I'm a big food TV freak on PBS everywhere. So I'd rather have those, which my husband got me, but not People. So I like ripping them apart. And like I said, I'll link the video to show you, like, the introduction and all that. But today we're going to do a page. Now, these are 2 pages that I found. This is a really cute cartoony one. And I'm assuming that this is in a lot of the magazines. It's about sleeping and all, and so this is really cute. I don't know if I'm going to use this one today, though, because I might do something else with that. But then we have this one, and this is a full frontal. Oh, my God, the moods I've been in. So this is fantastic. But let me tell you, if you find a picture of somebody looking to the side or do whatever, go with it. You guys are so creative, and everything that you guys have been sending me and I've been, looking at and seeing from you guys, oh, it's just delicious. So I'm going to go with this one. So let's do a real quick background. Now, backgrounds are easy. A lot of you have been writing me, asking me to do mixed media spray tutorials, and I'm going to be doing that. I have a couple things coming up of at-home products. I have a lot of those videos on my channel, and again, as well as you can find them on YouTube, but I prefer you subscribe to me and check out my stuff. So yeah, so I'll be doing that down the road, but this is just a piece of paper, and I have a giveaway coming up soon, which is very exciting. But as I always tell you guys, when you're starting out, go to your local craft store, AC Moore, Michael's, Hobby Lobby, Joann's. Even Tuesday Morning sells art supplies. And always do your Roy G. Biv black white, which is red, orange, yellow, green. Look, I know it's blue and indigo and violet, but I say blue and purple. So it's red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, and black and white. And from those 8 colors, you can rock out so many colors. And I also have a lot of requests. Believe me, I'm writing your requests down. I'm writing all kinds of stuff down. Will I reread it and do videos on it? I'm hoping. Let's put positive energy out there. But it won't be today. But if you do that, you can make so many different colors, and it's a lot of fun, and it's very inexpensive. And then, like I said, play with newspaper. A lot of us get newspapers. Still, you can go to your local dollar store, I was going to say drugstore, which you can go to, but your local dollar store has books and magazines and stuff there. Get a book. My dollar store has a lot of religious books. I get one of them and I use it. Some people think that's wrong because you should read the religious books, and maybe you should read it first and then do it. I don't know. Whatever you want to do. Libraries have tons of books they give away every single day that are beat up and they can't rent out anymore. So there's that. And that's 5 minutes. 6 minutes you're not getting back of your life. Let's start doing it. So I'm just going to stick pretty much to light colors because I more want you guys to see the face and all. But here I have green and I have some white over it. And then I'm going to take me some teal. Now, again, I'm going to tell you this only if you're new to my channel because I have a lot of new lovers here, new subscribers who I just am loving. And I'm loving all the comments and messages. But another lifetime ago, I had money. And I would be able to go buy Golden and Liquitex. And I have a lot of them left, and I'm using them. Unfortunately, a lot of them went bad. Which breaks my heart when I go to use them. And they were mostly ones that weren't opened or that were only used once or twice that I still have left. Ones that only had like a little bit left and all that, they're bad. They're gone. So I can't use them. But I want to go through my supply. 6 years ago or so, life changed for me and finances changed. And, so be the hands of time as the world turns. But, so I have a lot of those. Now, I'm going to tell you, even when I did have a little bit of extra money, I bought everything with coupons. That means my son, my daughter, my husband, and me would go to the craft stores all with a 40-50% off coupon. And I'd say, okay, I want this color, this color, this color, and this color. We'd all go stand in line and we'd all use the coupon, and I'd give them, here's $4 for you, whatever. And we'd all buy them. And that's how I got my supply up. I did not go and buy everything all at once and all that kind of stuff. So I did it very smartly is the word, I guess, in Kelly's land. So I did it, I did it in bits and pieces. So, if you're starting out and you have a few extra bucks and you want to try a few things, have a coupon, have your significant other, your kids, your mother, whoever, strangers that are walking into the AC Moore, have them have a coupon and go buy it for you and get it at a 40-50% off discount. AC Moore and them sometimes have 55% off. Also, another fantastic place to get art supplies is Blitsy. I buy tons of them. I have a small order coming in, which I'll talk about when it comes in, which I'm very excited for. But I'll put the Blitsy link down below as well. They have up to 70% off. And I love Blitsy. I've been buying from Blitsy for years, and I've only had really one time where it was not, up to par. Some people like it, some people don't. If you like it and you want to check it out, please click the link down below for Blitsy. And I do get a couple pennies for it if you join and buy something from them. So I want to let you know ahead of time so nobody's writing me telling me what a bitch I am because I'm putting links, And there you go on that. Okay, so now I have this. Now I'm going to wet my brush. Now listen, go to your local craft store or your, is that dried already? To your local like Lowe's, Home Depot, Sears, whatever, and they have fantastic foam brushes, and you can get them in big packages. You also can get them in big packages at, what color was I going to do? I was in the middle of talking and I lost my train of thought. You also can get, what the hell? foam brushes in packages, big, large packages, like 10 at your craft store for like $3-4 and then use a coupon. So there are ways to do it. This is just one of my favorite things is the Deco Art Media Misters. This is yellow green, and all I did was wet around here a little bit, and I'm just going to do some squirting. And I'm not going to, you know, not do too much because I don't necessarily, you know, I don't know exactly where I'm going to put my face. Then I'm going to take a paper towel. And this is just a little piece of a paper towel, or if you use baby wipes and it's dried out, save it. You know what else is great? Dryer sheets. You know, we can use dryer sheets for so many things. So I'm just going to crunch it up like this. And all I'm going to do is kind of go boop, 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 and not too much. I just want some of that off. Now, these dry permanent, which make them delicious because they won't move once they're dry. But I'm mixing them with a little water just to, you know, I like this, the drippies, because who doesn't like, well, no, I don't like to be drippy all the time, but, you know, in my art, I like to be a little drippy. All right. There we go, here we go in. All right, so now I can see in this background a little bit, it's a little white, maybe too white, too light, I should say. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my magazine picture. I'm going to take my scissors. Now, if you know me, I have RA, I have fibro, I have a little bit of insanity, but I'm going to take this and I'm not going to like cut like, oh, you know, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave her hair for a minute. You see what I'm saying? I'm not going to hate. And it's not going to be, I'm not fussy cutting and all that crap because I just can't. I wish I could. Boy, if I could do a lot of things in my life. I'm going to cut off the wording right there. And then I'm going to throw this away. Or you can save it for your, you know, collage and all that stuff. My gosh, you guys are awesome with your collaging and all. I have so much stuff saved out of magazines that I want to collage. I get stuff from you guys in Random Acts of Kindness. I have them in a nice big pile, but do I use them? No, I don't know why. Okay, so I don't necessarily want the words in there. No, we can paint over that, but I'm going to just take it a little closer. And I'm still going to go the outline of her hair a little bit more. And then we'll look at her. I'm going to just curl this a little bit because remember, we're painting over her, so we don't need everything. All right, so now I did that. Now that you have your picture, let's decide on where she's going to go on what side. Now, sometimes I put right in the middle. Honestly, I don't necessarily love putting everything in the middle. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Depends on my mood. So I like doing it to one side or the other. And a lot of the reason is because I'm like a quote freak. I'm one of those annoying people on Facebook that people hate and they write that they hate, that does quotes and everything. I'm a reader. I love quotes. I love inspiration. I love inspirational things. And so I'm a quote whore. I'm sorry. I've been called a lot worse, so I'll take that. So I like putting quotes and everything, but song lyrics, I don't care. So I want to look at this, and I don't necessarily want this to be so kind of square at the bottom. But I want her neck to kind of be, I think I'm going to go, depends on what side you like better. Like, what side do you like the colors better on? I think I like this side. So I'm going to put her like this. And this is probably how I'm going to put her, and I'm going to probably put her like up there, right? So I know over here I want a little bit of more color. So what color I think I'm going to use is a little bit of, where'd you go? There we go. I'm going to use a little bit of Dilutions paint, which is pink. Now, if you have Dilutions, and, oh, I love that they wrapped it like that. If you have Dilutions and it's yucky, like mine turned into cottage cheese, 2 colors, you can write the company and they'll send you 2 new ones. You just have to send pictures. And so this is, and it comes fast. I just haven't opened this yet. Maybe because it's so hard to open. Oh my God. Okay. All right. Oh my God. Is there another packaging on that? Hey, you want it? That's what you want. You want them to be careful because if I order a lot of stuff, I don't want this all over it. Okay. Jeez, oh Pete, I think we're ready now. What do you think? Let's open it. Yes, look at that. Oh, yes, yes. Now I'm just going to take from the lid because that's what I like to do. Now, here, I I have one of these flowers. Okay. This is what I'm going to do, I think. I'm going to take this. Now, these you can get cheap, too. They're where the sponges are. You can buy these in packages. You can buy these from Plaid in packages. You can do all, I mean, you know, you can make your own. I mean, you can use a makeup sponge or, you know, whatever you have. So I'm just going to use this, and I'm going to tap it in there. Go and tap it. Now, normally, if I was doing something I was worried about, I would tap it off a little bit because I don't want it so wet. But I'm going to do my thing, and I'm going to stay inside. Probably should have put this on the other side of me if I was smart. And I'm going to tap it, tap it, tap it, tap it. Oh, I'm going to tap it, tap it, tap it. All right. And it doesn't have to be opaque, right? You just want to show, like, some sort of artistic thing there. A little something, something. And we might not even like it, so then I'll wet it and take it off. All right, it's not the greatest. Okay, but all right, I'm still rocking it. And you don't have to have it. I'm going to dip in there for a minute and then use my lid. You don't have to have it all on the page. Now, you can also, which is fun, because you get bang for your buck, a twofer. See how we have all that paint on there? Let's turn it over. Let's take our... Okay, all right. Let's take our napkin, paper towel, art rag, whatever you have. Let's give this a pouncy pounce. And what's going to happen? What do you think's going to happen? Deliciousness. Genius, if I might say. No. All right, and you see, and then I have my little boopy there that I can just pull. And look. Ding, 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 ding. I got a twofer. I got that and that. Now, on well, that looks a lot better. But you see what I'm saying. We're just going for some texture here. I think I'm going to do this down here one more time. And I'm just going for it in the middle. So I'm going to do opposite. Okay, and I'm going to lift it up. Boop! A little bit better. You see I had a little more control. Then I'm just going to lay it. You see how we're doing here? And then I'll do this. But if I don't like it, I can just go over it with other paint. It's not going to kill anybody. It's just called bang for your buck. All right, and then we're going to lift it off. Look at that. Look at that. Now, if you're, if you want to, you can go in here and color these in or outline this so it has a little bit more definition, but pff, who got time for that? Not me, not me. All right, so don't forget, though, when you're done using this, that you want to, I know what I'll do. You want to make sure you rinse it off. You know, it can just air dry. Put a little white paint there. But make sure you rinse it off, because if you don't, then this dries hard. And this isn't something that you want hard, because you won't be able to use it again. Other things I can't quite speak for right now. All right, so I'm putting a little white. And I'm going to try something here. I'm just kind of blending in. I wanted it lighter, but oh well. Oh well, oh well, oh well. It's my Jack White. All right. You guys are probably like, who the heck is Jack White? All right. So I'm just going to squirt this with water. That's what she said. All right. I have to stop. Oh my gosh. All right. And now I'm going in with my paper towel or your rag. And you want to like boop, boop, and then you want to turn it. Not boop, boopy, doop. But you see what I'm saying? You only want to do that a couple times. And then turn it so it's dry to pick up some more. Because what happens is, and pull it, you know, do what you got to do. What happens is you still see that deliciousness underneath. Now, you can take it and kind of blend. If you want to blend, I'm not worrying too much about it. Because I'm probably going to pull some more green and blue on that. But that just adds, I'm just going to pull it up there. Okay. And the Dilutions paints, they'll dry fast for you for the most part. Now, I'm going to tell you, it's very humid here in Jersey. I don't know why. It's like last night was in the 40s, and in a matter of like 4 days, it's going to be in the 90s. So I don't know what the heck's happening here. But it's humid today. Very, very humid. All right, so now what you want to do is you want to put your, if you're using these Dilutions paints, it's the only thing I don't like about them, and it's more because I'm clumsy and I got to put the lid back on, because if I leave it sitting there, I can guarantee you that it will fall over, because that's just the kind of person I am. All right, so before I dry this, I'm going to add a boop, look, just a boop of the blue, and I'm just going to take my fingers here, and I'm going to do the same thing I just did with the pink, except I'm just going to run this down. And if you see that it's starting to dry, maybe more than you want it to, you could take a little spray of water, just real quick, and it'll, or you can use your extender, whatever you have. But you see how I'm doing? Okay, and now I'm going to take my paper towel, and I'm going to, all right, so that needs a little bit more water. It's all right. That's the fun. Okay. That's kind of what I want. You see how it kind of like, just kind of looks now like it's supposed to be there. And you could take it down as far as you want, but I know that the picture is going to be on here, so I don't know how far I want to take it. And I can, this is still wet, so I'm just going to take my paper towel, and I'm just going to kind of blend on here a little bit. And blend it so we have some pink all through. Okay. Now, don't forget this. I'm going to stick out my water till I'm done, because I'll forget, and then I'll screw it up, as I always tend to do, and I have to throw them away. All right, so now we have that. So now our picture. Now see, what I really love, now look, I'm going to screw up that rose, right? Because I'm not going to have it all the way through. But what I'll do is I'll just let it peep through. Just like that. No big deal. And I can see up here I need a little bit more of something. I might just take some of this on my finger that's left and just kind of rub it in a little bit, because I don't know what I'm going to do there. I can always add more wherever there's any wet paint. All right, now I'm going to take this and I'm going to put some decoupage. This is just decoupage matte glue sealer finish from DecoArt, which I love. I love this stuff. I'm going to take my big brush and I'm going to dip it. This is almost gone, so I'm dipping low. Dipping low. And I'm going to put my glue on the back all over. Get those edges. Put more than you think. If you don't have decoupage, use your white school glue. Very inexpensive. Use your glue stick. Okay? Use whatever you use to glue. You can get glue sticks at the dollar store. You can get glue at the dollar store. And make sure you get those edges so it sticks. And then flip it over to where she's going to be. Where you going to be, B? All right. And then what I like to do is I like to tap in the middle a little bit with a dry finger. God, Kelly. And then push out. Push out. Push out. Push out. Push out. And then you'll get most of the air bubbles out that way if you push out from the middle. And if you have air bubbles, it's all right. But now's the time when you're using magazine, because magazines can kind of, paper can kind of be a little challenging sometimes. Not really, but, and you can see, look, I'm picking up the wrinkles underneath of the glue and the texture. It's all right. I'm going to take my finger and do my thing. All right. And now we have her on there. So if you want, you can, do a matte medium over her. If you see that you have little spaces that might need a little more glue, I can see my paints running in there and all. That's all right. A little bit here, a little bit there. And the reason I use matte is because if I go over it like this for the edges or whatever, it's going to dry matte and clear, and I can paint over it. So I'm not worrying like, oh, what am I going to do? Okay. That goes in my water for now. Shut my glue because I'll spill it. And then we're going to go very, very simple. See, I can see the bubbles coming. And that's just, that's if you use, look, if you use printer paper, I mean, it's thin. That's what happens. Tracing paper, but it's all right. You just deal with it. Life is not that big of a deal. You know what I mean? To worry about that. It's a magazine. We're having fun. Who cares? So I'm going straight for my light flesh from Folk Art. There are a million different flesh colors out there. You can buy flesh straight from the bottle. I love Santa's flesh, Portrait Light, again, this is light flesh. You can make your own flesh color. There's, you know, I have tutorials on that. Other people have tutorials. So, you know, do what you do. And I'm just going to squirt a little bit of that out. I'm going to take a little paintbrush. I'm not going to wet my paintbrush. I'm just going to kind of like get it moving on there. And I'm going to take it on both sides. And I'm going to go in and I'm just going to trace her face. I was thinking to myself, oh, Kelly, if you say it. But I'm going to trace the face. Okay? Can't help it. I'm a rhyming wizard. You know? I missed my calling with the Beastie Boys. And I'm just going over everything. And again, this is your art journal. This is, you know, a canvas that you want to play on. It's a piece of paper that you're sitting and doing. Hell, I mean, you know, don't beat yourself up so much. And just get a layer on there. Now, I'm leaving her neck go for a few seconds. I'm not going to worry too much about that right now. I'm just kind of going in and wanting to get everywhere I see her face for now. Because all those things we can... I'm not worrying about ears. As far as I'm concerned, she doesn't have ears today. She don't know no stinking nails. Alright. Okay. Alright. So now what I'm going to do is... take a little bit more paint. Just a little squeeze. Take my brush, both sides. I like to do that. And I'm going to leave a little bit. And then I'm just going in and going to just do this. Because remember, we're making it our own. So I'm just going to make her neck like this. Just a little opening. Just so I know where to maybe do a little darker if I want to after it's done. Or to put hair or something. Who knows? And I like to do the face color first because if you, like you could see here, I go over it a little bit. I mean, it comes off easy off of here because I'm not gessoing. But hey, listen, if your heart wants to gesso and you want to do a gesso over this first and then this, by all means, gesso your heart out. I will have some recipes and all coming up for making your own gesso, but you can go to knittingandthings.com. I have tons of them on there. You can go to my main page by clicking Kelly Knitting and Things down below. It'll take you to my main YouTube page. You can subscribe there. And you can also search you could put in homemade gesso and that'll come up. Homemade modeling paste, that'll come up. So have at it. Have a blast. Have a blast. I do have to make a couple more lists so you guys can just go to my main page and look, because a lot of them I have already there, but I need to have more specific things for homemade art supplies. Okay, so now I'm just going to hit this with my heat gun for a minute, and it's just to save me and you the terror of listening to me gab for 5 minutes while this dries. Now, if you don't have a heat gun, I always tell you guys, use your hair dryer. If you don't have a hair dryer, go to your local thrift store. They have them very, very cheap. Or just leave it sit here for 5 minutes and you'll be dry. No big deal. Okay. All right. So now I want to use one of my favorite things. It is Bambi Brown. It's from Ceramicoat. Ceramcoat. I call it Ceramicoat. There is no A in there. I'm just weird. And I'm just going to do a drop right on the flesh color that I have. I know the light's blowing me out here. I don't understand why. I'm going to take a smaller brush for now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix these together. And you'll see it's going to lighten the Bambi Brown up. It's going to darken the flesh color, whatever's left on there. I'm using my non-stick craft mat as my palette, but by all means, I might need a smaller brush. But by all means, please use, whatever you're using. It's all about you, boo! All right, so I'm going to just roll this brush in here, and this is what it looks like. That's small. All right. And let's go in. Now, yeah, you can see still where she's at. So you can go in and just see, that's where I want the neck. But I'm not going to do this part yet. I'm going to start with the eyes and all because I am forever doing these things first. And then I've got my arm in it. So start up here or you're going to be like me. So I'm just going to take, I know where these eyebrows are. I can see them. Now, this is when I can form, why am I itching right there? This is when you can form maybe a shape that you want or something different, right? Okay. Use a marker too. You don't have to do, you know, if you don't want to paint. And I'm just rolling it, rolling. And I'm just doing it. I'm doing it and doing it and doing it. All right. Now I'm going to go for the eyes. Now, what I like to do with the eyes is you can see you have your eyeball, your eyelid, your iris, your eye shape. But I'm not going to sit and go like all. Now, you can because, look, we're all different and we all roll differently. We all rock differently. So if you want to go in here because you're like, I'm going to paint, I see the eye, so I'm going to paint that blue. I'm going to paint it. You go for it. The way I like to do it because I like to do things simple. Even though it's 30 minutes in and you're like, bitch, you ain't simple. I am. At least that's what everybody calls me. So, I'm sorry. I should be a stand-up comic. I'm not lying. I should have, I should make another channel. Kelly's Comedy Corner. And I should just sit there and do my stand-up. All right. My fantasy world. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to follow in where I see my eye. You see what I'm saying? I'm not going to color it in. I'm not going to paint it in. Hey, listen, you can do this with Crayola, Crayola paints. Just don't wet your watercolor paints too much. You want them much more dry so you can, you know, sketch in because that's what we're doing. We're just doing. Or you could do this with your markers, your Crayola markers or colored pencils or watercolor pencils or, you know, rose art, whatever you have. Come on, I don't want you guys giving up and not doing this kind of stuff because you feel like you can't. Because you don't have a brush that's peeling off as you paint and it's falling on here. It's all right you don't have that. Come on, if you saw my stuff. Now, if your paint starts getting dry, just wet your brush a little bit and roll it through. I could have really went for, that's what she said on that, but I didn't. All right. Right here, I'm going to do her nose. So I see she has a little boopy here. And then that. And a boopy here. And then that. And look at that. That's all we're doing for the nose there. Now I'm going back in for some more. And this is an inconsistency. And let me show you how ghetto I am. And I'm sorry if that offends anybody. Because if I would say ghetto around my daughter, she would bite my head off. And she would scream at me and say how disrespectful I am. But look, I'm 40. How old am I? I'm in my 40s. I grew up in a time when, and sometimes those words slip out because that's what we used to say. It isn't disrespectful. Okay, I'll think of a different word. Leave me a different word down below I should use instead of ghetto. But how about skanky? We use skanky all the time. Is that offensive? I don't know. But look at my brush. I'm just going to show you. It's peeling as I work. So use cheap brushes because I do mixed media and I have nothing nice. No nice brushes, no anything because mine sit in water. As you can see here, look at, and that's if I remember to clean them off. And they're just, it's ridiculous. Okay, let's go, Cal. All right, so now I'm going to go in with the lips and you can see you have a nice little, now I could see better obviously than you because you're right here, you're seeing on camera. Get your words out, Cal. All right, so I'm just doing that for now. And I'm just going to outline them, right? And this is the base of the face. You didn't even rhyme. I did. Oh my goodness, I could be a rapper, have a rapper channel, stand-up comedian. It's limitless what I can do. Okay. Unlimited. Limitless? I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Okay, so here we go this. Now, I'm going to put in the neck now. So I'm just running this in here and I roll it. I do all kinds of weird things. And I'm going to go in here and I'm just adding a little bit, not worrying how, you know, point spot on. this is, but I'm just laying it down like rat. And then I'm going to wet my brush another second, and I'm going to liquefy that a little bit more, and I'm going to just run it down here on the sides of the neck. I'm not going for perfection, or, well, I never go for perfection, but I'm just laying it in there. So when I go do the hair, it'll cover up whatever I don't want. Okay. So now I'm going to take my brush, and watch how I do this. I just take this and I roll it like this, and I turn in my fingers because it'll give you a nicer point. And I'm going to take this up. We know the bridge of the nose is going to kind of go up to her eyebrow. So very lightly, I'm going to add this in. Now's when I'm going to play a little bit with some shadowing. Not much, because that's not what we're going for. But you see, I'm just going to add a little bit of that, okay? Now, really, let's be done here. Let's be done with the brown. So I'm going to rinse my brush off in my horribly pink water. Oh, I don't feel like stopping the camera or editing me going and getting anything out. Any fresh water. I'm going to wipe this. I'll do that, though. I'm going to wipe that. I'm going to throw that away because that's okay. Now, let's go and figure out what color eyes we want for her. Let's just go for the blue that I have. This is just, again, teal. Teal, any blue, whatever you have. Sometimes if I'm just sitting here and I'm playing in my art journal, I'll just use, you know, colors that I've been using in something else. And I'm just going to dip my little brush in there. I'm using the same little brush. I'm only using that much on there. Can you see? I don't know. And I'm going into the eyes. Oh, I'm sorry, my dog's barking. Okay. Oh, my daughter might be home. Okay. And you see how I'm doing? I'm just doing a little circle. I'm not worrying about it too much. Is she going to have funky eyes? She might. They might not be spun on. Will she be an odd girl? Because y'all know I love doing my odd girls. Who knows? Maybe. Is this video too long? Yep, it's way too long. And I didn't even take my medicine yet. I thought, no way if I'm going to record. I should have gagged my dogs. Okay, so you look how pretty that is. Nothing major. So I'm just going to rinse my brush off, wipe that off. I'm going to put this away because we're not going, again, for perfection, right? We're just going for it. What color lips do we want? What color lips do we want? We don't want you to sing, Kel, that's for sure. Now let me show you something. One more time, Kel. Let me show you something. My husband got me these. Oh, let me show you. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. These are Papermate Flare Vivid Color Crisp Lines. They're felt tip pens. These are ultra fine. These are fine. Now, the reason I'm showing you, look at all these, right? But they're not permanent. But guess what? I don't always use permanent in my mixed media or in my art journal or wherever. Get it where you can. Get it while you can, as Janis Joplin says. So you can pick, you know what I mean? Like, this isn't something that we're going to go over with a lot of water or product. So let me just pick. Let's do like this magenta color. I don't know. Do they have colors on here? Papermate Flare UF. I don't even want to know what that is. And I'm going to go in here, and let's say you don't have paints, but you have markers, any kind of markers. Just go in, and I'm tracing inside at first, and I'm just going to color it. And just go in little. We're not going for beauty. We're not going for perfection. You're not getting this hung in the Philadelphia Art Museum. This is just for fun. This is so you can get the idea of faces and what to do and where to draw it and what happens if, you know, you want to do faces in your art journal. See how we started her mouth? Now I can go and start building on the outside more color where I drew the brown with the paint. And defining it a little bit more. Now, I've talked many times about the markers that I love that are, once they dry, they're permanent. I have a lot of those that you can just get at Staples and all. They're nothing, you know, they're not too expensive. All right, so we're just laying this down here. I'm not even going to do the rat reference. I'm letting you guys go. Not gonna bother you. All right. Now, if it gets to a point, because we're doing this over acrylic paint, right? If it gets to a point where it's like not, it's dragging or whatever, just take this, take it on a rag or paper towel or whatever you have, and you want to do it like this. You want to like take that, Kelly, take that paint off the sides and the tip, because if that dries, it's going to ruin your pen, your marker, and you know, you want to do that to continue on here. So, okay, so here's the fun thing. And this is not, I mean, you could do this with Sharpies, but you won't be able to do this next part. Now I'm going to take a little bit of water on my brush, right? Where the, all right, oh, almost cursed. Just a little bit of water, nothing major. And now I'm going to go in here and I'm going to move this around to make it smoother, right? So we're moving it around. Now you can see that the paint wasn't all the way dry on, underneath because it drug a little bit, but I don't care right now. It's like we're watercoloring. So if you don't have these or you have a pen that isn't permanent, a marker, it's all right. Crayola, all those. Look, we're going to rock and roll with it. Look at that. Come on now. Whew. Okay. So we got the lips done. And I'm going to put that away. I'm going to take out my black one because if you guys, you know, I'm going to try to use these because these are like Crayolas and all that kind of thing. Now, I like how light the eyes, you know, like around the eyes, what I do with the paint. No, I really don't want to do black on them. I'm really thinking twice about that. But I do want to put in a pupil. So I'm just going to kind of go with it, not worrying. I like to put a dot in the middle, or as far as the middle I can find, and then I go up from there in little circles. You can use your circle template or whatever, but look, I'm just playing because I love it, and do a little. Oh, I don't know if I want to do. I'm just gonna do a little bit there for like a little nostril almost, right? And I like to, I don't know why I do this, but I do it so it takes up some of that. But see, I don't like that. So I'm going to take my paintbrush again, dip it in water. You want cleaner water. You don't want this pink water. But what I'm going to do is just kind of go in and erase it off. See? And that's the fun. Because then you don't have to worry. You made a mistake. You're using, you know, water-soluble markers. Come on now. Can I hear an amen? I don't know if we should say amen for that. I think that's not really nice. Okay. I better keep my mouth shut. Now, again, you can go crazy and do, I'm not an eyelash person. I don't know. My hand, look, between the RA and the fibro and the medication I'm on for that, all that, and my kidneys and diabetes, the whole 9 yards, my brain does not compute the same as other people. I think if you've been with me for a while, you know that. So eyelashes are really hard for me to do. So I don't even know if I'm going to mess with eyelashes on that. But if you want eyelashes, please do it. Let's worry about her hair now. So let's do a color. What about, I like doing funky. What if we did green metallic? Green gold metallic. Oh, let's just go for it. So I'm going to grab my metallic Perdot folk art paint, and I'm shaking it because if I'm doing it, I'm going to do it. Because I want, you know, I want to stay in the same color combination, kind of, you know what I'm saying? Ooh, look how pretty. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Okay, so now I'm going to take this brush, and I'll show you in a second. Dry it off. Okay. And then I'm going to dip it. And I'm going for it. And what I'm going to do is just lay down. Now, if you want to gesso, by all means, go ahead. I'm not going to mind too much that the underneath is going to come up, because it's just going to add texture. But I'll put 2 coats. Now, I'm using the small one to kind of stay against the, you know what I mean? So I don't go around on her face too much. And if you do, it's no big deal. But I want to take it to where the neck, around the face. And I'm just painting it. No, I might have to go over with I should have probably done a green and then did this on top, but Oh, well, Cal, what are you gonna do? You do whatever colors you want to do. Okay. Then I'll go like that. So essentially this is going to be my gesso. Because sometimes you don't know until you lay down paint if it's going to work or not. Now this might work with me, we'll see. Alright, so as long as I have around the face, good. Yeah. And there's texture because I have some goopy. I don't care. What I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to take my... Where'd my dark green go? Some of this dark green, pine green, as they call it. I'm going to take a little bit on my brush, and I'm just going to add this in, because I can go over the with more metallic if I want, right? And so can you. So if you don't like the color you're doing, you could take water before it dries all the way and take it off. That's my famous thing that I do because I'm always changing my mind. Or just paint over it. Remember, this is just your art journal, your pages. This isn't, it could be an ATC card. Think about doing it for an ATC card, a smaller picture. You don't have to do a massive picture, right? This is just a piece of paper. This could be your scrapbook paper, your cardstock, your art journal, your whatever. I think you get my draft. And I'm doing this in a sense. See how I'm doing it? Just so, yeah, that looks much better. I remember when my daughter dyed her hair green. Hey, all right. This one isn't my daughter, so. Well, she dyed it teal, but let's face it. If you have to bleach your hair out to dye it teal, you're getting green. And although it was fine for a few days, but the more she washed it, anyway, that's another video. And hey, if you would like to, I'd appreciate it. My daughter only needs one more subscriber for 180. And if you're interested in makeup and DIY and all that fun stuff, please go check out and subscribe to my daughter. Her link will be down below. I adore her. I would appreciate it. It would be nice for her to get to 180 just to give her a little, you know, oomph. And I know she has a lot of fun things coming up. So, and I'm going to be in a couple of them. All right, so look. So here's the thing. So I'm not digging like this forehead thing. What the heck is that? But, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just do it on my own. And I'm scooping it. Look at how I scooped it. Look, going to make this a little longer. I mean, she could be fancy, but give her a little more bang there. And I can make her face a little smaller if I want. And look. Look how fun. Okay, so, oh my gosh, 48 minutes. Okay, so now, here's the thing. If this was all dry, I'd put more of the green metallic on it because it would look really, really cool. But I'm not going to worry about that now, but you sure can. And then I'm going to do this real quick, which I'm going to take a little bit more of my face color, right? And I'm going to smear it all over my fingers. And I'm just going to go in with a brush. I'm just going to take off of here. And just kind of pull this down some. So it's a little more blended. But it doesn't have to be. We're only playing here for goodness sake, right? And then you'll wait for it to dry and you'll do another coat. Now, here's where it gets fun. And I'm not going to waste your time and I'm not going to do all what I think is fun. But after, you know, she's dry, then you can put, if you want to put any quotes, if you want to do, you know what I love doing? Let me tell you what I love doing. And I don't think I have it sitting around here. But, like, when I have, like, the neck and all that kind of stuff, I like putting words here. I usually have different stamps with different words. Love. My word for this year is breathe. That's why I'm putting it on everything. It hasn't penetrated in my head yet, but oh God, Cal. But that's my word is breathe. So, I would stamp or write breathe. You can make the lips bigger. You can make the eyes bigger. You can trace in a darker brown. You could do whatever you want. Like I might make that a little bit bigger of a lip or maybe not. But look, this is a page that you took out of a magazine. And look how cool. Now you can, what's something, and I'm going to be doing, a few of you had mentioned about getting the rose stencil. Now I'm going to tell you, I like this much better, the stamping with it. So I'm going to figure something out. Anyway, I'm not going to talk about it right now. But anyway, I know that you guys said that you guys would like one of these stamps or stencils. So I heard you. I wrote it down. I promise. I know. And I'm going to hook you up. But something cool would be you could stamp a cool flower in her hair. And you could do it this way and color it in or paint it in or that way, whatever you want. You could get the little flowers, the little flowers you buy in the packages, like at the dollar store, the fake flowers, and glue it on. I mean, you really can just go out and really make her glamorous or really make her, whatever. But like if you're just starting out, you just did a face. Come on now. Come on. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Like I said, do this in your art journal. Do this on a piece of printer paper. Do this anywhere you are able to. It doesn't matter. Guess what? Go to the grocery store and get a brown paper bag. Ask them for some. They'll give them to you. Or when you buy groceries, put them in there and come home, rip them bad boys apart, and you got a fantastic page to work on. So never give up hope. Don't not create because you feel like you don't have the right tools. This is so simple and so easy. And I will probably be doing something with this soon. And yeah, so I hope y'all have a fantastic day. It was my pleasure to do this for you guys. You guys really just make me so happy. And this just really makes me, I just love doing this for you guys. I love your comments and your messages and your emails. And I love, I just love you guys so much. So as always, please be kind to each other because you never know what battle somebody else is fighting. Leave me a comment. I love comments, and give me a thumbs up if you liked this video. I don't know, let's say a word. I love when you guys watch, and I should have said it earlier because it's 51 minutes now, but I'm gonna say the word junk journal. So if you watched it all the way to 52 minutes, let me know. Just say junk journal downstairs. Down below. I love you guys so very much. Share me around like I'm your loose friend. And have a fantastic day, guys. And make sure you do something. Do something. Love you guys. Bye-bye.